right, so we have two breaks happening tonight. We're going to break the back half of a case of 2013 Crown Royal football. And I know that probably sounds like a lot, so if you're here for basketball, you're like, oh no. But really, it's a pretty quick break. There's not a lot of cards in that particular one. And then, of course, we'll break our full case of Prism Blasters after we do the Crown Royal. Before we get started, we need to run through a little information here. First up there, you see that my feedback is totally automated on eBay, so you never have to wait on me to get caught up, which is a good thing because I don't seem like I'm ever caught up. And secondly, and most importantly, to say thank you to everyone who bids with me and breaks with me, chats with me, stops by and says hey, and all that stuff. So thanks to everyone for joining. Next, we'll take a quick look here. We'll spin through the auctions that are coming up over the next 5 days. This is stuff that is already listed on eBay that we'll be breaking over the next 5 days. So I list new things almost every night, and they typically run 4 or 5 days because eBay charges us a big hefty extra fee if we do it for less time. So tomorrow night we'll open a couple of one-box breaks, a football helmet, and then we will start Contenders Draft Picks Football. It comes out tomorrow, and we will bust into a case starting tomorrow night. On Saturday, we'll do some more 2012 Signature Series baseball, a mini helmet, looks like some more Hit Parade one-box stuff, and another half case of Contenders Draft Picks. On Sunday, note we are going to start a little earlier than normal. We're going to start at 9:45 instead of 10. And we will do a half case of Prime Signatures football and the last full case of Diamond Kings. So we'll be wrapping Diamond Kings up on Sunday. Monday, we've got a multi-sport jersey, a regulation size autograph football, another case of National Treasures football. Yeah, I came across that this week. And then another half case of draft picks. Tuesday will be a full-size helmet, and we'll wrap up the Contenders Draft Picks. Because you know what happens on Wednesday. Bowman Baseball comes out. That's what happens. Also Score Football, but I'm super excited about Bowman Baseball. All right, what you see on the screen right now talks about shipping. There's nothing, everything tonight was a paid shipping break. My anticipated shipping date is Monday. If I can get it out to you sooner, I will. Of course, there's no mail service on Sunday, and post office closes early on Saturday. So I feel like we probably are looking at Monday. If something strange happens, it could fall a day later. We do have a couple of family members in the hospital right now in 2 different cities across the state. So just bear that in mind. If something takes a turn for the worse there, I could end up being a little later than anticipated. So first up tonight, 6 boxes of 2013 Crown Royal football. This is a half case break. It is break number 6. It ended tonight, the 19th of April, and we're live streaming it tonight. And of course, you see team names on the left. Winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. And I think I'm about ready to sneeze. Ooh, man, I'm trying not to. Whoo! That's one of those bad ones. I hate those, and then they back up in your head, and then it's all terribly horrible. But anyway. So now you're going to notice that the background is going to go out of focus here in a second, and that is by design. We're still going to be able to see the cards and everything just fine, so please don't worry about that. But I do like to tweak it a little so that I can see them in the range that we want to see them in. And for some reason, that is acting stupid. I don't know what happened there. So, you know what? I got to do that again. I'm sorry. The camera's acting weird, and I don't know why. But anyway, I think that's got it fixed. Hi, Eagles Adrian Fanatic. How are you? I do not have anything open tonight. Everything's sold in Crown Royal and in Prism. Yeah, it's all no open spots tonight. I do have a couple of people that I'm waiting on payment from, but they're people that I kind of expected because they work and stuff, so they let me know usually when it's going to be coming in late. So I think we are good to go tonight. Hi, T. Cassidy. I know, Eagles Adrian, you gotta jump into eBay, man. You gotta get back join us on some breaks. I've got some, I don't have any more 2013 Crown Royal on hand right now, but I do have some 2013 Limited that I will eventually get around to busting, and some 13 Contenders, and maybe some 13 something else down there. I know we've got some 2011 Crown Royal that I haven't got listed yet, and so we definitely have some more case quantity of some older stuff as well. So, in addition to the one box breaks, which I haven't been doing as much lately because I've been so busy. I just haven't found the time to get those done, but I do need to get back into those as well. So each of these boxes, of course, you see me taking the packs out. This is the back half of the case, so we already opened the first half. Each one of these boxes is going to have 4 hits. It's a hit per pack, and it can be autograph or memorabilia, although they are supposed to give us 2 autographs per box, and then, you know, the other 2 can be either or type scenarios. So that's what we're looking at with Crown Royal, and I always like Crown Royal. It's a lot of fun. I wish they would bring it back to hobby, though. They've had it retail only for a couple of years now, for whatever reason. Adrian Peterson is our first hit. I should probably also get some thick card sleeves out for stuff like that. And Mr. Adrian Peterson here is numbered to, 299, looks like. Knights of the Gridiron with a little jersey relic, and that which came out Relly. That was good, wasn't it? To 199 Chance Warmack for the Titans. That one was a refractor. And then we've got a couple of base cards. Jimmy, how are you? T. Cassidy, I do still have Chrome. That is way farther down the list because I have to put that break together. I have to photograph all that and create the listing and everything else, whereas some of this other stuff that's in case quantity is at least kind of ready to go as it is. But I do still have it, yes. That is just a Michael Vick. It's, as you see, it's a rounded bottom edge there, so it's a little bit different than our base. Dion Jordan is our next hit out for the Dolphins. Looks like we've got a little bit of kind of imperfection, for lack of a better term, in that lower left-hand corner. And that's another relic. And Jimmy, I agree with you. I think the universe is due to deliver us some big hits. So hopefully they're going to make their way to us tonight. Die cut Cam Newton. Of course, all these are die cut, really, so I guess there's no need to say that, is there? Xavier Rhodes, numbered to 5. So the Vikings with a Xavier Rhodes, 5 of 5. And that is a sticker auto, but still a pretty cool little hit there in my estimation. Anytime it's numbered to 5, that's a good thing. And I'm trying to, these are just, I don't know, the one that's not being die cut and everything else being die cut, it just makes it kind of weird to handle them. I mean, this is to 199 Vincent Jackson refractor there. We've got some base cards coming through, and a DeAndre Hopkins. Nice. Nice. Texans. Look what you just hit for like $10 or so. You hit an on-card auto, rookie hit, DeAndre Hopkins. Nice patch, numbered to 299, silhouette prime on there too. So very nice hit for the Texans, especially relative to the buy-in cost, and that's the most important part, is the value for the buy-in. That T.Y. Hilton is $299. We are about to come across a redemption here in a moment, and it will be expired. I can guarantee you that. But you do still want to redeem it in your account. We'll go to the checklist. Oh, it's Andrew Luck, too. Daggone. That's a nice one. Oh, we will, of course, go to the checklist and verify it. We'll see what it's going to be numbered to and all that at the end of the break. Of course, we know it's going to be a Colt, but we'll also verify that on screen. If they still have the card on hand, they're usually going to send it out to you within a couple of months on those expired ones to $199, Zach Dysert for the Broncos. And if they don't still have it, you have to track down a live person. And when and if you track down a live person, they will work with you and find a replacement card for you. But it's hard to find a live person. I'm not gonna shortchange that. That's to $299, Zach Ertz for the Eagles. Basically, I suggest that you try Twitter or Facebook or something like that. And in the case of an Andrew Luck like this one, I would definitely ask for another Andrew Luck in return. Sometimes, depending on the player, you know, sometimes they can't accommodate those kinds of things. But with that, they should be able to come up with another Andrew Luck. But again, finding the live person is the challenge. Matt Elam for the Ravens to 125. That is a sticker. Speaking of, there is Andrew Luck. A little blank insert there. Yeah, I always, you know, it's like when the really nice hits like that come out, you're just like, daggone it, why couldn't that have been live in here? That's Andre Johnson for the Texans. And Ray Wilson, Lady Ray Wilson, or something maybe not at all pronounced like that, numbered to 99. We do know it's for the Titans. We do know it's numbered to 99, and we do know it's a sticker auto. I don't think I probably pronounced the name correctly. Just lay that out there. And here he comes again. This time he's numbered to 5, so we have him 2 times in a row, once to 99, once to 5. Still can't say his name, but Titans, there you go. You have a bookend now of that player. And there is a Travis Kelce to 199 refractor. Another redemption I see waiting in the wings here. You know, usually I wait and flip those over at the end of the break, but we flipped the Andrew Luck already, so we'll flip this one too. I'm holding this one to point something out to you. You see he is in a Broncos uniform, so you might think Broncos. However, it says there on the bottom when he was signed by the Panthers, and then, of course, the most important thing, it designates the Panthers on both the front and the back of the card as being the team. So, of course, it will go to the team shown on the card, which is the Panthers, not the team shown on the uniform. Next up, we have Marcus Lattimore, and that is another redemption that we have coming up there. And of course, once again, we will go and checklist verify that at the end of the break. And another refractor. This is to 199. Peyton Manning, and followed by a Geno Smith for the Jets. And Geno is numbered to 25, and you've got a couple of nice 2-color patches there, as well as a piece of the football. JR, I'm not sure what your complaint is. So I don't really know exactly what exactly you are complaining about there, JR. This is numbered to 99, Kevin Mentor for the Arizona Cardinals. And Dion Jordan, once again, coming out for the Dolphins. That one is to 299 with a little relic hit. Well, JR, obviously, I'm not damaging your cards. I'm not sure why you would think that I am damaging your cards, but I assure you that I'm not. This is numbered to 199, LaShawn McCoy for the Eagles, followed by Michael Rivera to 99 for the Raiders. I don't really know what you feel like. Oh, so you're okay. Did you basically just come in to complain I mean, I'm not mishandling your cards, JR, and you haven't even received them yet, so you wouldn't even know what kind of condition they're in. So I don't really understand what exactly your issue is. This is to 199 Sid Moore. I can tell you that I have plenty of people who are very happy and they get their cards in good condition and there's not any problem with them, and I package them very well, and etc. This is another Quentin Patton. That one is a redemption. Our other one was actually Marcus Lattimore, not Quentin Patton. Well, JR, I mean, if you're super unhappy with it, you can just let me know what teams you have, and I will be more than happy just to go ahead and head off at the pass, and you can just have your money back, and then we won't have to deal with it down the road. This is Bjorn Warner to 199 for the Colts. So my experience has been when somebody is that unhappy, when nothing out of the ordinary has happened, that you're not going to be happy no matter what happens. So I'll be happy just to refund you. This is to 299 Gavin Escobar for the Cowboys. So, JR, why don't you just go ahead and type in there what teams you have. And as soon as I finish up with the breaks tonight, I will be more than happy to go in and give you all of your money back, and we won't have any further problems. This is to 199 Dustin Hopkins for the Bills, refractor. And our friend whose name I cannot pronounce is now coming out again. This is the third one for him. So we have 1 to 25, we have 1 to 5, and we have 1 to 99. So, yeah. That's unusual, to say the least, to pull that many autos of the same player out of a half case. It's kind of unusual, but, you know, hey. Every once in a while, we know how Panini does. They do not always get things randomized the way we might like. Marquise Goodwin for the Bills. That is a nice looking patch, guys. That is really sweet. And it's numbered to 49, but I think that is a really cool piece of material there. So nice hit for the Bills with the Marquise Goodwin. Jimmy, you have the Titans tonight. So you're happy that you have lots of hits, and you're sad that it is that particular guy. Yeah, I understand that. I get that. Cordero Patterson coming out for the Vikings. This is numbered to 299. You've got a nice little on-card auto there and a relic. I know, T. Cassidy, that's crazy that that same player just keeps coming out over and over and over, but that is... Sometimes we run across that. Whoops, we got somebody hiding back there. And it is Cam Newton to 99 for the Panthers. Champ Bailey, numbered to 299 for the Broncos. Yeah, Jimmy, I don't know who he is. That's why I mean, like, I can't pronounce his name, and I'm not really sure who he is. So I'm saying, of all the players to pull 3 of and numbered to 5 and 25 and 99, like, why did it have to be that guy? Yeah, I know. That's rough. And, of course, the Steelers, you want a rookie from 2013, but it's not this one. This is who he seems like we pull much more than we pull Le'Veon Bell, I guess, because he was a quarterback and Le'Veon was drafted late that year. But here you have Mr. Jimmy Landry, or Landry Jones. Why did I say Jimmy Landry? Landry Jones to 299. That is on card, and it is a relic, but it's not the player that you're after if you have the Steelers. We all know that. To 199, a refractor, Ryan Tannehill for the Dolphins. JR, I still need you to jump in there and tell me what teams you have, please, so that I can get you squared away since you're unhappy with the way the break is going tonight. You seem to have an issue, so I'd like to just know what teams you have so I can get you squared away. You haven't typed that into chat yet. Sam Montgomery to 199 for the Texans. And a little Eddie Lacy rookie. And Eddie is to 299. You've got a piece of the jersey and a piece of the football. Well, that's fine that you're in the basketball break. It doesn't matter to me which break you're in. I mean, if you're already unhappy and already that upset this early on, then I think it's best just to refund you and move on. This is to 99, Alex Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, honestly, this kind of stuff is like challenging enough anyway than to have somebody who's already upset and going to have a problem before their product's been broken or it's shipped or anything else. It's just better to take care of it. Peyton Manning, nice little relic hit for the Broncos, numbered to 299. Very nice. Because my experience has been in situations like that, I'm going to lose the money either way. So I'm either going to lose it by refunding you now and avoiding the problem, or I'm going to lose it when you get it and file a case and, you know, and end up being unhappy any way you cut it. So I'd rather just avoid the drama. Jordan Reed for the Redskins. That is to 299 with a nice little relic. Well, I don't really know that that's constructive criticism, JR. Constructive criticism usually involves a suggestion rather than to just jump in and basically say, hey, you know, you blow and what you're doing is terrible, which is kind of what you did. To 199, Chris Ivory and the Jets. So constructive criticism usually is more constructive than just plain out coming out and saying whatever you said. This is to 150, Jameson for the Redskins. But as I said, at the end of the day, it is not worth the drama to me, so I would rather just refund you and we can be done with it. If you'll just type in what teams you have, we'll get that taken care of. All right, guys, we have got some redemptions. Quentin Patton that we've got to look up, as well as Marcus Lattimore and Andrew Luck. Now, of course, we know where all those are going to go, but what we don't know yet is what they're going to be numbered to. So we're going to buzz over here to the Panini website and look up some of this stuff so that we can find out how lucky you feel on this. Again, I do know that it's expired, but as I said, sometimes, you know, they still have these older cards. In fact, more often than you might think they have them, and so you may end up getting them, and if you don't, they will definitely work with you to substitute. All right, our Andrew Luck is Crown Royal Panini's Choice Signature. That is a mouthful. And these all say blue and gold and whatnot. We don't want that. We just want, oh, it does say silver. Huh, I missed that part. So Andrew Luck is going to be numbered to 25. So good news there for the Indianapolis Colts. We just have to hope they still have that in stock for you. Next up, we have Marcus Lattimore. That is Crown Royal Rookie Silhouette Autographs. So let's roll down here and find that. Card number 223. And it's going to be numbered to 299. So that gets that out of the way. We've got one more left to figure out here. And that is also a rookie silhouette autograph. It is for Quentin Patton, so I'm going to assume it's going to be numbered the same, and it is also to 299. So let me get that written on here real quick. And then we're going to recap, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll into some Prism. We all know Prism has been fun this year. All right, so let's recap our 13 Crown Royal. We have the nice Andrew Luck redemption to 25 for the Colts. To 299, the Marcus Lattimore for the 49ers. And to 299, Quentin Patton for the 49ers. Then the rest of these, we've already read off the numbers and whatnot, so I probably won't flip these again, but we've already looked at the backs of all of them. Nothing really looked too extreme. We had a couple of little odds and ends on edges and corners, but you guys know that is customary. They don't always come out of the pack all minty perfect, but as always, when I see something that looks out of the ordinary, I'm going to note it as we go along. And most of the time I would notice it unless it were something super minor. Although, frankly, I have to say a lot of times on the really thick cards, they come out with a little bit of chipping and stuff on the back. Some series are worse than others, but again, you guys know all that already. But these look to be in pretty good shape as a whole. I'd say Andrew Luck was our best hit out of the break. Well, DeAndre Hopkins, that's pretty nice too, and that one is at least live in there as opposed to Andrew Luck, which may or may not still be available. We hope will still be available for you, and if not, hopefully they're going to come up with another Andrew Luck to substitute. And if you want to, I guess we can take a quick little spin through our numbered refractors as well. I don't always, but this is a relatively short break, so there's no reason not to buzz through these again as well. Okay, JR, what's your team, please, so I can get that taken care of for you before, we actually start opening the case, because once, the cards start coming out, at that point we need to kind of have it finalized. So if you can please just share that information, I will gladly take care of that for you right now. All right, so once again, if you are in this upcoming break for Prism Basketball Blasters, which is a full case break, it's break number 3, and we should find an average of 60 prisms in here. Your anticipated shipping date is Monday, and if I can get it to you sooner, I will. If something unusual happens, it could possibly slide a day later. If you missed me saying this earlier, I do have 2 family members in the hospital right now, one about 30 miles away and one of 100 and something miles away, and neither one of them are doing great. So if something were to happen there over the next couple of days, it could affect your shipping date. So please be aware of that. So this is 20 boxes of 2017-18 Panini Prism Basketball Blasters, full case. And once again, team names are on the left. We have our winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. And now, of course, is the time to get your mojo working, because there is a lot of good stuff that can come out of here. Hopefully we're going to hit it tonight. And I think as many of you, or most of you, maybe all of you already know, this does not guarantee, the blasters don't guarantee autographs. They do guarantee 1 hit per box. Most of the time it's going to come out as a relic rather than as an autograph. We might get lucky and get an autograph, but frankly, that's not what we're looking for anyway. For the most part, we're after the prisms. And I know some of the football folks are taking off or are getting ready to take off probably. So once again, thank you to each of you. I always appreciate you bidding and breaking with me. And of course, basketball, we got to get all these out of here. And then I guess I'm going to have to go try and figure out who needs to be refunded. So I might have to put you on hold for a second while I figure that out. It's our giant stack of 20 blasters. And just hang tight there 1 second, guys. Okay, well, I don't have a message in there either on eBay. I thought perhaps our unhappy bidder would have sent a message there if they didn't want to type it into chat, but of course they did not do that either. So there you go. Jimmy, you out? All right, man. We'll see you later. Oh, T. Cassidy's leaving, not Jimmy. Jimmy's in here with the Cavs. It's T. Cassidy that's taking off on us. All right, so as I said just a moment ago, what we can expect to find in here, one hit, it's generally going to be a jersey. It's typically not going to be an autograph. We may get lucky and find an autograph, but most of the time the hits in here are the jersey. But of course, the thing that we're interested in are the prisms. And I'm sure if you're in this break, you have been paying attention to the fact that some of the prices for our prisms have been crazy lately. But that's always the case, and they never ever make enough prism, and we always want more. We can never get it, and then we end up busting into blasters and stuff like that to make it all work out in the end. Okay, JR, well, I gave you an opportunity to have your money refunded to you, so I'm sure somewhere down the road it's still going to turn out to be just a joyous occasion. So I wish you had just let me refund you, but there you go. Wesley Johnson for the Clippers. That is a green prism. You guys know that the green prisms are the retail exclusives, so you do not find those in the hobby boxes. Next out, we have Anawaku for the Rockets. And then, of course, our base cards. You know, I cut a pretty good path through our base cards, but whenever we have a refractor, which Panini refers to as prism, Topps calls them refractors. I'm kind of going to call them both, most likely. You'll probably hear a little of each from me. So just know that they're the same thing. Whether I say prism or whether I say refractor, it's the same thing. There's De'Aaron Fox is our relic hit in here for the Sacramento Kings. And we have a DeAndre Jordan prism for the Clippers. So there is box one with one green, two silver prisms, and our jersey. And you know I always show you the inside of the box so that you see that everything has come out of there. I know that's just a habit I got into a long, long time ago, and I continue to do it that way. I like to be very transparent about the way we do things, including showing you the empty box. All right, let's take a look at who we have here. Karl Anthony Towns, Cat jersey for the T-Wolves. He has not had very good games in the playoffs. He has had a couple of really rough games in the playoffs, as a matter of fact. And a coach refractor, Jason Kidd, a fired coach refractor, no less, but nonetheless, that is Jason Kidd when he was still head coach of the Bucks. A green Tony Parker for the San Antonio Spurs. Followed by Otto Porter for the Wizards. And that is that box all wrapped up. So it seems like, I mean, from what I've noticed up to this point, we've pulled 2 silver and 1 green out of our first 2 boxes. I don't know that it's always going to be 2 silver and 1 green. We may have some other colors, or we may have 3 silver, but we should be pulling roughly 3 prisms per box regardless, which will give us 60 on average. You know, Panini and their on average terminology, but that will give us 60 on average for the break. We may as well just start with this pack because that's going to have the relic in it. Hey, and it's going to be all for you, Jimmy. It's LeBron, man. How about that? We at least have you a hit for your Cavs to get things rolling, get your mojo working. And next up is Greg Monroe for the Bucks. Just a base prism. I do see the green one coming in behind him there. And it's a Lonzo, very nice Lonzo Ball green prism for the Lakers. If you happen not to know this, I imagine most people do know this if you're breaking prism, but if you don't, these cards do have a tendency to kind of curve up a little in the middle, bow up a bit. Omar Asik for the Pelicans. And that's just the coating that's on them. I mean, so whenever they come out of the compression of the wrapper, you're going to find that they curve to a certain extent. They'll somewhat flatten back out when I get them into team bags, but then when you take them out again on your end, they will have a tendency to have a slight curvature to them. That is true of Prism and Optic and Chrome and Baseball, and all those types of cards have a tendency to do that. And again, I know most of you know that. Most of you probably have been down this road a few times in the past, but every once in a while you'll find somebody that hasn't broken Prism or Chrome or something before and might not know it. Well, there's one thing that's consistent. The relic is in the last pack of the box pretty much every time. I think we figured that much out anyway. This is Lonzo Ball for the Lakers. So we had the nice green prism for him a moment ago, followed by the jersey hit. Gary Harris and the Nuggets. Paul Gasol for the Spurs is our green prism here. Which brings us to Tyler Dorsey and the Atlanta Hawks. So there is finally a nice little silver rookie prism, or rookie silver prism, I guess is technically the better way to say it, but after seeing so many veterans come through, nice to have a rookie silver prism show up for us. Hopefully the first of many. Maybe it's going to start the floodgates. Well, I don't know what. You see how they put those little flaps in there? That irritates me. I don't know. I'm sure they put them in there that way to help keep the packs from sliding around inside the box. But you just have to think there's a better design than that for that box. I guess there isn't, or they would do it. But it's hard to grab a hold of the edge of that little thing and get it out of there sometimes. So Embiid came back tonight, right? And dropped, what, 20 some odd points? They needed him back too, so it's a good thing he talked his way into that. I think he's been wanting to play for the last couple of games, and they've been holding him out as an abundance of caution. For the Blazers, Zach Collins. First prism out of this box is for the Bulls, Cristiano Felicio. Green Prism, Edmund Sumner for the Pacers. Whoops, that sleeve is... I'm in a new case of sleeves. You guys probably have heard me talking about this the last couple of nights. Some of them seem to have the side seam kind of like blown out on them. So I don't know what in the world they did when they were making these sleeves, but this whole case has been at least a couple, it seems like, in every pack. The side seams are shot down one side. Very weird. Brook Lopez for the Lakers. That's another example, guys, of one where he's in a uniform, of course, for the Nets, but clearly it's noted as Lakers on the card. It's always going to go to the team that's noted on the card, not the team you see in the uniform. Sometimes they will be different, of course, in the case of trades and stuff like that. So I try to point that out because sometimes if you're like me, you know, you see a uniform go by, you don't always pay attention to the rest of it when you're watching a break, and you might think, hey, I've got that card coming, and then when you don't get it, you wonder where it is, and yeah, that would be the case sometimes. TJ Leaf for the Pacers is our jersey relic. I gotta get out a few more thick card sleeves, so hang on for a moment, guys, while I get these back out on the table, and then we'll get back to it here. This is Anunoby Emergent insert, and it is also a prism for the Raptors. Followed by our green prism, Patrick Beverley and the Clippers on that one. Jay Crowder for the Celtics. I'm sorry, for the Cavaliers. See, I'm guilty of it too. I'm used to him being in a Celtic, and you see the uniform. No, he's a Cavalier. That is one reason I always sort basketball cards from the back, so I don't see the uniform and throw me off. Jason Smith, Wizards. As you get used to it, it really becomes almost habit when you see a player that a lot and they switch teams. It takes a while to get used to the new team when you said the old team for so long. They announced another new basketball product today. So we've talked about before Dominion, and it's high-end, priced similarly to Spectra. And then Essentials, which is priced similarly to Select. The newest one today is called Cornerstones. And it looks to me like it's taking some elements of a couple of different products. Juwan Evans and the Clippers, and that jersey relic. So one of the elements that it's lending or borrowing from, I guess is the word I'm looking for, is, there's Gortat Essentials. We've got two back-to-back prisms here, so before I finish that thought, let's take a look at these. Then we have a green Dorian Finney-Smith for the Mavericks. So it has, do you guys remember Grand Reserve last year? Larry Nance Jr. for the Lakers. And the cards that we liked the most out of Grand Reserve, which were, I forget what they called them in there. I don't think they called them Cornerstones. They called them something else. Kemba Walker for the Hornets. But they were the nice cards that had the four corners, the four jersey pieces, one in each corner, and then on-card signature, etc., whatever they called them in Grand Reserve. Well, that is part of this new set, Cornerstones, and this time I think they're calling that card a Cornerstone card. And then they're taking from Studio last year the insert that was a case hit called From Downtown. That's going to be in Cornerstones as well. So some elements of Grand Reserve, some elements of Studio. And I didn't have time to look through too much more of the solicitation info, so I don't know much more about it than that at this point, other than, yeah, it's a third new product coming out. Actually 4, because we have Encased still coming yet, which has been in football for 2 seasons now, but will be coming to basketball for the first time. Of course, the date of that got pushed back all the way back to July. I think Cornerstones is like a mid to late June, so a lot of the basketball products aren't coming out until June and July. For the Nuggets, we have the Jokic jersey. But we do have NT coming here in a couple of weeks. We'll have NT basketball. Andrew Wiggins Fundamentals green prism for the T-Wolves. And then a green prism Rudy Gay for the Spurs. It's back-to-back green prisms. A little Jamal Murray prism for the Nuggets. And finally, another rookie silver prism. This one is John Collins for the Hawks. Nice little hit for Atlanta. All right, so we've got, let's see, 2, 4, 6. There's 8, 10. We're not to the halfway point yet. That's what I was trying to figure out. I usually try to tell you when we get about or to the halfway point, but we're not there yet. We got a little bit to go, so. A little ways left to go. I know it'd be so much easier if they could, whoops, hang on there. Left to go. If they could, daggone it, my iPad suddenly talking to me over there. That's always good. I was trying to hit the thing to keep the screen from going to sleep, but instead what I did was hit the volume, so yay for touchscreens. But I can't watch the break on the laptop from the viewer perspective. I have to do that on a different device, otherwise we have echoing and all that kind of stuff. So, Jonathan Isaac for the Magic. May as well wait to pick those up because we have a prism on the top, Dante Exum and the Jazz. A green Raymond Felton for the Oklahoma City Thunder. A rookie silver prism for the Nets, Jarrett Allen. Turned out to be a little better than, maybe at least a little better than I expected this year. I think he's going to end up being just fine. The big man. Well, we've got a pack that does not want to come out of there. Come out of there. There we go. Rudy Gobert for the Jazz. Got the other screen trying to time out on me now. Gary Payton, and this is worth noting, he is a Seattle Supersonic on here, and of course, cards always stay with their franchise. So in the case of the Seattle Supersonics, or the former Seattle Supersonics, that franchise is the current Oklahoma City Thunder. So any Supersonics cards will go to the Thunder. There is a LeBron James Prism. Get hyped. There's for you, Jimmy. A little Prism insert for your Cavs. And then the Knicks hit a green Prism. Trevor Booker for the Nets. Markieff Morris for the Wizards. There was a Jason Tatum, just base rookie, not a refractor or prism, just a run-of-the-mill base rookie, but still. I still don't know yet if they're going to do the private signings this year for the NBA. I don't know why they didn't do them for NFL. I mean, they've done them for several years. Such a nice product, and for whatever reason they didn't do them for NFL, so I don't know if they're going to do them for NBA or not. And then they did them for NASCAR. Like, I don't know why they did private signings NASCAR, but who knows how they decide what they're going to do over there at Panini. For the Grizzlies, Ivan Rabb. And a Jordan Clarkson Prism for the Lakers. You know, my thumbnail's still all smashed up. Do you guys remember when I did that? Like, it's been 2-3 weeks ago by now. Kyle Kuzma, Lakers, green Prism. So you have a bookend there with the ball and the Kuzma for the Lakers. Yeah, that lady had a package stuck in the slot in the lobby one Saturday after the counter was already closed. And it's one of those where you pull the door back and you shoot the package, you know, down the chute, and it drops into whatever it drops into on the other side. Darren Collinson for the Pacers. And she could not fit her hand down in that little chute thing that you open up. And her package was stuck. It was in there, but it didn't go all the way down, and she couldn't pull it out because she couldn't get her hand in there. So I foolishly said, oh, yeah, I can get my hand in there. I'm sure I can get that for you. Yeah, well, I got it all right, but man, the little thing kind of closed on my thumbnail there. And that, ooh, it hurt. Like, that hurt quite a bit. But the place won't go away. The bloody, bruised spot or whatever under the nail. It's been there now like 3 weeks. I don't know how I'm ever going to get rid of it. Guess it will eventually go away. Who knows? For the Clippers, Blake Griffin. We have Popovich. That's a shame about his wife. For the Spurs. I never did hear exactly what illness it was or anything, so I don't know if it was an expected passing or an unexpected passing, but that's got to be so tough. Married so many years. Elfrid Payton for the Magic, green Prism. That's why I just assumed it was going to be Kristaps Porzingis, big guy for the Knicks, but it is not. It is Kuzminskas. I don't actually know really very much about him, so I don't watch the Knicks play a whole lot. I will confess that the Knicks are not a team that I really watch very much. All right, so at this point, we have 2, 4, 6, 7. So we have 8 left, counting the one that the plastic's coming off of now. So we've done 12. We have 8 left, counting this one. MJM 177, you are asking me anything in regard to which team, ma'am? Which team are you looking for? Justin Patton for the T-Wolves apparently had to have another surgery on his foot. So that doesn't sound good. A silver prism, that's nice for the Bulls, Lauri Markkanen. Nice little hit right there for the Chicago Bulls. Oh, you're saying anything good? Well, we've hit a green prism Kuzma, a green prism Lonzo. We've hit a few rookie silver prisms, but that Lauri Markkanen right there is probably the best rookie silver that we've hit so far. Kevin Durant, green prism for the Warriors. And now, how about that? You are just in time, because now we're talking. There is a nice silver prism rookie hit for Mr. Lonzo Ball. So Lauri and Lonzo both out of the same box. So a couple of very nice rookie silver prisms just emerged just for you, MJM, just in time for you to see them. And of course, if anybody does want a magnetic one-touch case for anything you hit, let me know. I'm always happy to do that at my cost for the case and the PayPal fees, etc. By the time I buy them, and we account for the fees, and usually we'll shoot the shipping weight up, but not enough to count much, maybe 20 cents or something. Anyway, for a standard case, it's going to run $3 on one of the magnetic one-touch cases. If you got into a booklet case or like a super thick one, a 260 point, 360 point, those are a little bit more, but just a standard one would run right at $3. For the Nets, Jarrett Allen to 10, and that is pretty sweet. Nice little checkerboard relic there. A good size 2-colored patch and low number to 10 for the Nets. So all in all, that has been a nice little stretch here with our Markkanen silver prism and our Lonzo silver prism, and then the Jarrett Allen to 10. John Lauer for the Pistons. Chris Paul and the Rockets. Green prism. AD for Nola. I really would like to see New Orleans advance in the playoffs. I like New Orleans anyway, but after Boogie went down, I mean, didn't we all kind of think like, yeah, they're probably done? Their playoff chances are probably shot, and then, by golly, they have come back and put it together. What teams do you have tonight, MJM? You say you need a Dennis Smith Jr., so that's, so obviously I'm guessing you have the Mavericks. Who else do you have? Or maybe you just had the Mavericks, I don't know. Yeah, just the Mavericks? Okay. Well, let's see if we can't conjure you up a Dennis Smith Jr. While we're putting together a wish list, we'll add that one to it. Dante Exum for the Jazz. And a green Prism Lonzo Emergent insert. Followed by a green Jimmy Butler for the T-Wolves. We pulled an unusual number of green prisms tonight, more so than I think we have in the past cases of these. Although it has been a couple months since we last broke a case of this, but I don't think we normally pulled that many green. Troy Williams for the Rockets. Michael Carter Williams for the Hornets. Five boxes left to go. 15 down and 5 to go. I will say that the Jared Allen, the checkerboard relic to 10, we didn't pull one of those in the other cases. We just pulled standard jerseys, not any numbered or checkerboard. So I gotta think that, I mean, those are not one per case. In other words, they're less common than one per case. Can you believe it's almost time for the draft again? I mean, we've got a few weeks left, but we're closing in on it. Chris Dunn for the Bulls. I mean, aside from DeAndre Ayton and the kid Trae Young from Oklahoma State, I haven't watched all of the rookies this year as closely. Austin Rivers for the Clippers. But it does look like as a whole that it could be a promising class. Of course, you never know where it's going to come from. I mean, at draft time, did any of us think Donovan Mitchell was going to be in contention for Rookie of the Year this year? I mean, I didn't. Sindarius Thornwell for the Clippers. And if not for Ben Simmons, I think he would have absolutely been Rookie of the Year. But with Ben Simmons, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. Steph Curry for the Warriors. And a green Fizz for the Grizzlies. Also gone, but interviewing with the Suns, I think, is the last that I saw. The Suns were interested in talking to Fizdale, or were talking to Fizdale. And, of course, just talking about fired coaches and whatnot. I know we're breaking basketball, but the Reds finally fired Brian Price. So, frankly, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. I'm surprised he survived the rant back a few years ago when every other word was the F-bomb for about 5 minutes. I'm surprised the guy survived that, but somehow he did. Managed to stick around with the Reds for several years where they just seemed to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And they finally bit the bullet and he's gone. Dirk Nowitzki for the Mavericks. Fired the pitching coach too, whose name escapes me at the moment. Called up one from AAA Louisville. And yeah, I don't know. Jokic for the Nuggets. Of course, Barry Larkin wants the job. He wants to manage the Reds. And, of course, all the Reds fans love Barry Larkin, but he's never managed a ball club before, which could be good or bad, I guess, depending. Iguodala for the Warriors. But frankly, it would be hard for them to do worse than they are doing right now. So why not give the guy a shot? That's what I'm saying. Bobby Portis and the Bulls. Julius Randle Prism for the Lakers. When we finish the break, after we do the recap, I'll also swing back through the spreadsheet for anybody that might have missed it earlier that shows your anticipated shipping date and all that kind of stuff. I know I jump in and out of breaks. I'm sure many of you or most of you do as well. And I multitask sometimes when I'm watching a break. So sometimes I'm doing that and watching something else or working on something else. For the Spurs, we have Derek White. Melo, when he was still a Knick on this insert. So get hyped. Melo Prism is going to the Knicks. And we have another Coach Prism. This is Budenholzer for the Hawks. James Harden for the Rockets. Green Prism. Mike Conley and the Grizzlies. Nope, that one's shot right there. I don't know what is the deal with some of these sleeves. Let's try to put it in one where the side is not blown out. I don't know how many of you buy top loaders on a regular basis. Probably most of you have bought them at some point along the way. But lately it seems like those have been coming out kind of messed up too. So I've taken some out that they're not even put together. They're just like one whole side of them is gone. Then one I pulled out, they were stuck together. Two of them attached to one another and you couldn't separate them. But a couple of them recently of the packs have had 2 or 3 different top loaders in the same pack that aren't glued together down one side. The moral of the story is whoever's making the supplies could be doing a better job with their quality control. I think one actually, some is Ultra Pro and some of it is BCW, but Grant Hill for the Pistons. There's a little blast from the past. And another Coach Prism. Nate McMillan and the Pacers. Lots Coach Prisms tonight. A Justin Patton Green Prism for the T-Wolves. Tim Hardaway Jr. for the Knicks. One box left, guys. It's last box mojo time. So let's try to find something good in here, including the Dennis Smith Jr. that MJM's after, since he's specifically requested it. Maybe we can get lucky and find it in here. I know, MJM. I'd like to find it for you too. I hope we can. That would be very nice if we can hit that for you. Lakers are hitting a lot tonight. Here's a Lonzo Ball jersey to go with your Lonzo Ball green prism and your Kyle Kuzma green prism and your Lonzo Ball silver prism. So Lakers came out pretty well tonight as a whole. Draymond Green, get hyped for the Golden State Warriors. A green prism rookie for the Pacers. Little Ike action there. Damian Dotson, silver prism rookie hit for the Knicks. And a Sindarius Thornwell, silver, blah, 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 blah. Me talk pretty one day. A Sindarius Thornwell, silver prism for the Clippers. All right, so let's recap this. We will start off with, actually, we'll look through our green prisms again first, and of course, we're not going to flip all these over again. We looked at the back of them when we saw them through the first time, but this is just in case someone missed it earlier or you want a second look at one of your cards. There's the Lonzo. And of course, the green prisms are the retail exclusive ones, not found in the hobby boxes. I'm sure you guys know that. Next, we will buzz through our silver prisms, and then we'll do our jersey stuff last. And I'm pretty certain that we got all of these, and Lauri Markkanen and Lonzo went there through their back-to-back. Pretty certain that we got all of these stacked separately. But on the outside chance that I accidentally stacked one in with the base cards, if you saw it go through the first time and you don't see it in the recap, that would be the only reason why, would be if I accidentally stacked it in the non-recap area over there in the staging area. I try not to do that, but every once in a while one will get stacked incorrectly. Of course, you would still get it when the cards are shipped to you, obviously, but I believe we had them all stacked out properly, and now we will do a buzz through on our jerseys. The Jarrett Allen we will flip over again because that one bears a second look. Checkerboard, of course, a nice big piece of jersey there, 2-color and numbered to 10. So that is a nice, an unexpectedly nice jersey hit out of here for the Nets. The rest of these, of course, unnumbered. And that is our break for tonight. So as promised, I will throw up the spreadsheet information again for anyone who might have missed it earlier, or you just want to refresh your memory as to the shipping information and etc. I will throw that up here for you again. And as a quick reminder, even though I have Monday scheduled as the shipping date, if I can get it out sooner, I will. I doubt that it will, just because Saturday, short post office hours, Sunday they're closed. And once again, please do keep in mind, I have 2 family members in the hospital right now in different parts of the state, and neither one of them are doing particularly well. And if something takes a turn for the worse there, it is entirely possible that your date could shift back a day and end up being Tuesday instead of Monday. Clearly, I hope that's not the case, because that would mean something bad happened for my family. So I hope that that's not the case, but be aware that it could happen. And then finally, here's another quick little look at what is coming up, already listed on eBay for the next 5 days. And as always, we'll have lots of fun stuff to break, a lot of baseball and a lot of football, not as much basketball in the week ahead. And then, of course, on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, that's the day that Score football comes out, 2018 Score. It's also the date that 2018 Bowman will come out. And we will be busily breaking that for quite a few days on both counts for those. So once again, thanks to everyone. I appreciate very much you chatting and bidding and breaking with me. I hope I will see you again on another break. And in the meantime, I got to get busy getting all this stuff in top loaders and getting it ready to go out the door to you. So have a great rest of your night and a good start to your weekend tomorrow. We'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.